Hi, if you're new here, my name's Lenny, and if this is your first video for me, this is a terrible one to watch. Anyways, I can't get up to film an intro right now because I'm very sick. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm very, very sick, and I cannot film an intro. But today I'm going to show you how to make an oven. Here's some pictures of it. Okay, let's go. Take your LPS and put them on this piece of cardboard, and then make a line wherever it feels right, like what you want the height of your oven to be. Then I'm gonna see how wide I want this to be. So I'd say about the width of the LPS, a little bit bigger. And then we got that. That is what the front of our stove is gonna look like. And then once you've cut this out, you're gonna put it on the cardboard and then trace it. So this is going to be the back of your oven, except backs of ovens have like a little space above them, if that makes sense. This is where, like, some ovens have their knobs for some reason, but this is where they generally have numbers. There's usually a screen telling you like what your oven's preheated to, like other stuff like that. So once you've cut this back piece out, you're gonna want these two pieces to be the same size, except you want the back one to have this little section. Just trust me, okay? So now, you take away this back piece for a minute, you're gonna set that aside, and you use this front piece to know, oh, the sides of the oven have to be this tall. Also, just so this makes a little more sense, like in case this is confusing anybody, I'm gonna draw on an oven door and some knobs just to confirm this is the front. So you mark down the height of this, right? And just to know how like wide we want our oven to be, like how far out we want it to go, I'm going to take this Jenga block and I'm going to make a mark like just past it. So this is one of our sides and I'm going to cut this out. So now we can see this is the side, this is the front, this is the back. We're going to trace this piece once on the on your cardboard. And now this is where it gets fun. So this whole time, while you've been tracing these pieces and planning everything out, you should have been heating up your hot glue gun. Take the front piece of your oven and put glue lines here and here. And now, place the sides of your oven. And now, you're going to put glue here and glue here. And now you want to put the back of your oven onto the on the glue that you just put there. Okay, so now you have most of your oven, like the construction of it, complete. However, we need to make a top, a bottom, and some kind of support here in the middle. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to place the oven how it is down, and I'm going to trace around it. So now that you have this piece, this can either be the top or the bottom. Either way, you have to trace this again. Lot of tracing in this tutorial, I apologize. This is what you have to do when you're making box shapes. Generally, you want to make sure that the sides are the same. And finally, this is where you can throw your pencil out, like right after you're done with this. You take this piece, you make a line just where like this width is, you make a line like this on your cardboard. And you're gonna cut out a piece like this. It should be the same width as this piece, but it does not need to be as big. So this is going to be your support in the middle. This is the first thing you're gonna put in. So you put hot glue on both these sides here, and then you're gonna just stick it in there. We add this support in here just so like the box doesn't get too flimsy. Like when you touch it, you don't want your paint job getting ruined. You don't want it to like collapse. Now you're gonna take either one of these two pieces and you're gonna glue it onto here. You put glue all the way around. And finally, once you've done that, you're gonna make a big perimeter of glue all over here. Okay, so now that we have the base of the oven fully constructed, this is where you start getting a choice in some things. So this is where optional materials start coming in, things like thin cardboard. So I would recommend using thin cardboard for the oven door, the stove burners, and the stove knobs. But you don't need to, you can paint all of those things on. I just like to make it pop out a little more. Or to make it pop out a lot, you could just use the same thick cardboard you use to make the oven. I know I told you you could throw your pencil away, but I actually lied. Yeah, that's right. If you're using some kind of cardboard, I would highly recommend tracing something circular and then repeating that 4 times to make the burners. Okay, so now I have 4 pretty much identical circles that I'm going to use as my burners. And now I'm going to make a door. I've made my oven door and I'm deciding against stove knobs. I just really don't feel like making them if I'm being so honest. But if you did want to make those, you would just make 4 little circles and then you'd paint a line on them once you start painting. So at this point you may be asking yourself, Lenny, giggle fart, what are you doing? Why haven't you glued this stuff on yet? Well, because I'm planning on using another optional material. That's right, we got some tin foil. So I'm using tin foil on a couple parts of the stove just to make them like shinier. I use this for like a glass effect on my different projects. Oven doors are made of glass so you can see what's inside the oven. So I'm going to wrap this door in tin foil. I didn't say anything when I got finished with this, but I finished the door and that's what it looks like. It's pretty cool. And also I started wrapping the burners in tin foil. I only showed myself wrapping one, but trust me, I did all 4. Alright, so we busted out the disgusting paint palette, we busted out the paper towels, we got the paint brushes. You know what time it is. That's right, baby, it's time to paint the stove. First thing I'm going to do is add some paint water to my paint. I know the water is a little dirty, but it's not like I'm adding this to white paint. Like, this will not affect the red color too much. Yes, the oven's gonna be red. I think that's a nice, unique color. I water my paint down because it applies a lot smoother. While I filmed this section, I literally did not say a word, so here I am yapping right now. Hi, my name's Lenny, aka Giggle Fart. This may be the first and possibly only video you're seeing from me, considering it's a tutorial. I know when I look up tutorials for things, I don't really go to the person's channel, but you should go to mine because I'm hilarious and I plan on doing more tutorials like this in the future. So if you love stuff like LPS and LPS furniture, please go to my channel because I'm very funny. I always love to get feedback on stuff like this, so if any of you want to say anything like,
"Oh, I liked what you did in the tutorial here, but I didn't like how you did this,"
please comment that down below so I know what to do in the future when I make more tutorials on how I make certain things. And also, if there's anything you see in a video of mine that's homemade, there's a very, 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 very large chance I was the one who made it. So you can comment below on any video of mine being like, hey, how'd you make this? I'd love a tutorial. I'd love to make one. So yeah, let me know. So I'm making the decision not to paint the back because it's disastrous. But no one's gonna see it like this. When I film videos, I'm not gonna be like,
"Okay, hi, we're a family in a house, and this is our kitchen. By the way, here's the back of the stove."
no one's gonna see it. So I think it's alright. Anyways, I'll get back to you guys once this dries, and then I'll show you how to apply Mod Podge. Okay, so I did in fact not show you guys how to apply Mod Podge, but it was pretty self-explanatory. I wasn't really feeling very good when I did this last night, so I didn't film it, but yeah. Basically, I took this oven that had all this paint on it, and I applied a thin layer of Mod Podge mixed with water. Once that dried, I applied a second layer. Then afterwards, I glued all of these parts of the stovetop onto the top of the stove. I glued on the door, and I glued on an additional piece of tinfoil to act as the screw. I think this oven turned out really good, and I'm definitely going to use it in a lot of my videos. Well guys, if you enjoyed this tutorial and you'd like to see more from me or more things that I make, please let me know. Consider dropping a like on this video since you watched the whole thing and you're probably going to do this. Yeah, just give it a like. Anyways, while you're here, you may as well check out my channel and see if there's anything else I've posted, like tutorials, see if there's anything else where I'm hilarious, which is all my videos, and consider subscribing. Consider subscribing while you're enjoying my content. I had a lot of fun making this video, so let me know if you guys want any more tutorials in the future.